Yo, what is going on, you slackers? I am your host, Slackers Gaming, bringing you another Super Smash Brothers Ultimate video. And I did one of these about a little over a month ago, where I kind of predicted the whole roster, and I gave some thoughts and opinions on the characters that I thought would be in the roster. And it's people love looking at roster prediction videos, and this time, instead of just unveiling the whole thing like I did last time, I'm basically going to go through all the characters, not all the ones that we already know. I'll just name them real quick because we already know who's there already in the roster. But I got a bunch of question marks. Those are the new characters that I expect, and then I'll give like a brief opinion about why I think that character will be playable in the game. So let's just get right into it, shall we? So the one that I did about a month or so ago, the initial roster, I had 72. I know that since the E3 presentation, Sakurai said not to expect too many newcomers, so I did try to dial it back a bit. I only dialed it back by one. The initial roster, as you can see, everything above the DLC is that's my predictions for the roster, and that comes out to 71 characters, and then I do have 7 for DLC, which I'll get to. So let's go through the roster. We already know Mario, Luigi, Peach. Of course, we got Daisy as an Echo, and I got the little E right next to her, so you know she's an Echo. Bowser Jr., Rosalina, and Luma. Dr. Mario, Yoshi, Wario, and the first newcomer that I'm going to go with, I try to go by series, if that makes sense. So, I try to group everybody together. So the first newcomer that I have, actually, if you could tell by the hat, you're actually wrong. I actually put Ashley in here. I got Ashley. There's just a lot of hype behind her right now. I didn't hear too much of, honestly, like I go through a lot of message boards, and I like to see my own roster predictions, from other people. I love seeing that stuff, and I didn't hear too much about Ashley, to be honest, from Wii U and 3DS, but just lately there's been so much buzz, and I really think it picked up from the E3 when she wasn't revealed as an assist trophy, so everyone's like, she's a playable character. Well, I did a little digging and a little research, and it turns out, she's pretty popular. I don't know too much about her, to be honest, but she definitely has her fan base. She was like a top vote getter in, I guess, the Smash ballot, or the one that Source Gaming did. So Ashley definitely has she's got her following. So if she's not an assist trophy, there's that good chance she gets that assist trophy upgrade, kind of like Little Mac did a couple games ago. So I got Ashley coming in for my first newcomer. So moving right along here. Captain Omar Pikmin, Shulk, going down the second row, Link, Zelda, Sheik, and that brings me to my second newcomer. And as you can tell, it's going to be from the Legend of Zelda series, and I decided to go with Impa. I'm going Impa as a Echo character of Sheik. I discussed this in my Rate Their Chances series. I really do believe if Impa gets in, Impa will be a Echo character, Echo fighter of Sheik. Playstyle is going to be very similar, obviously, Echo character, duh. But I really think Legend of Zelda, the series, deserves more than what it has. I mean, right now you have 3 Links, a Zelda, a Sheik, and a Ganondorf. I think they need something different. I know I have Impa as an Echo character, but there needs to be more different faces than just adding more Links, in my opinion. And I got Impa, so yeah, that's what I came up with. So I guess we'll just keep moving on. So we got Impa on, then of course Ganondorf, Young Link, Toon Link, Marth, Lucina, the Echo character, Echo fighter, Roy, Ike, Robin, and Corrin. Did not add any new Fire Emblem characters. Sakurai has stated that he does think that there's too many Fire Emblem characters, so I really don't expect a new one, even if there is DLC in this game. So I did not add any new Fire Emblem characters. Moving on to row 3. Of course, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, Pokemon Trainer, Lucario, Greninja, Pichu, Kirby, King Dedede, Meta Knight. Brings us up to my third newcomer, and of course, you can see Ridley, and I already said Daisy. I'm not including them or Inklings because they've already been revealed, but these are like new characters that I think will be revealed. So Right now, let's just get rid of that. Of course, it's pretty simple. It's right next to Meta Knight. Bandana D. Bandana D did get some pretty good votes and has a lot of love for the character. Very popular from a very popular series, Kirby. So Bandana D could be very unique as a character. Of course, I have gone over Bandana D in my Rate Their Chances series. Could be the first spear-wielding character, so that'd be pretty unique. I would like to see that. The Kirby series definitely deserves another representation. There could be an argument to who gets in, maybe Marks you could put in there, but I went with Bandana D. I think that's, Bandana D goes back, to the 80s, early 90s or something like that. Bandana D goes so far back and very popular for the Kirby series, so I have Bandana D for my spot. So moving along to finish off row 3, Ness and Lucas. Alright, down to row 4, of course, Samus. We already seen Samus. And this one's probably an easy guess, but Dark Samus. And I have Dark Samus as an Echo Fighter only because I think Metroid's getting another rep, but to save time with the development, they're just going to go the Echo Fighter route. Personally, I would love to see Dark Samus with her own moveset, and I also discussed Dark Samus in my Rate Their Chances series, and the potential moveset she could have. It'd be very different from Samus. There'd be maybe some similarities, but definitely would stand out. But in this case, I think Dark Samus, again, has not been revealed as an assist trophy for Smash Ultimate, as far as I know. I've not seen any pictures or photos or videos or any evidence of that, so I do have Dark Samus coming in as an Echo character, Echo Fighter, unfortunately, but Dark Samus does make my roster. So moving on, of course, Zero Suit Samus, my boy Ridley, let's go. Fox, Falco, Wolf, Pit, Dark Pit, Echo character. Palutena, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and who could this be? King K. Rool. Top 3 most wanted characters for me. Waluigi, Ridley, King K. Rool. I'm still on the fence about maybe Waluigi. Maybe Sakurai's trolling us with Waluigi. Maybe. I'm hoping. He's my number one. He's been my number one forever. But Ridley got in. I'm so stoked about that. And I really think King K. Rool is going to finally make it in. There's the moveset potential is absolutely there. He's super popular. Maybe not relevant, some people like to point out, but there's no doubt. And he placed really high on the ballot, too. So King K. Rool. And some of you say Dixie Kong. What about her? I don't have her in the initial roster. But, yeah, we'll see what comes up next. But that completes, row 4? So down to row 5. Ice Climbers, Little Mac, Captain Falcon, Game & Watch, Duck Hunt, Villager, Wii Fit Trainer, Rob, Mii Fighters, Inklings, and the last surprise that I'm coming up with, I think this one's going to be a little bit out there, but I'll try to explain it a bit. And it is Nestor. If anybody knows Nestor from the Nintendo Power series, the magazine, he was the mascot. They actually kind of was it an April Fool's joke I did? They made fun of it, and there was leaks back in the Wii U and 3DS with Nestor actually, in Smash Wii U graphics and all that stuff, and it was just it was funny to see, and kind of got a few people thinking. So I'm thinking, maybe there were plans for Nestor. I don't know about that, but I think he'd be a perfect kind of a WTF character. Just who is a lot of people probably don't know him in the first place, but I think if Sakurai does add that WTF character, Nestor's a one to fit in. And if you do know who Nestor is, more power to you, right? You see what I did there? But that is it. So moving on to the third-party characters, of course, we know we got Snake, Sonic, Mega Man, Pac-Man, Ryu, Cloud, and Bayonetta all returning, which is phenomenal. Love it. And, I only got one third-party character for the initial roster, and I'm a big believer in the Virgabon leaks, so Simon Belmont, that is who I got. I really do think Simon Belmont's going to be in. I'm not a big fan of Simon Belmont, if I'm completely honest. I'm really not. But I like I said, I believe in the Virgaben, whatever his name is. I believe that dude's leaks. So Simon Belmont, I think, is going to be a part of the roster, so I added him. So the initial roster I have at 71, What is it currently on the website? Like 65 or something like that. So I didn't try to go too overboard with new characters and all that stuff, but that's what I got. So of course now we got to move on to DLC, and Nintendo and Smash Sakurai would be crazy not to do any sort of DLC, especially character wise. Of course there could be stages, items, stuff like that. So you gotta have DLC, right? And for my first DLC, I mean, the hat's going to give it away. Yes, I'm wearing a Waluigi hat. And of course, yes, if Waluigi doesn't be, if Sakurai's not trolling us and Waluigi does just stay in as an assist trophy, I'll be bummed. But I think like the coverage and kind of like the outrage from the fans are going to really speak to Nintendo and maybe Sakurai. And if he's not in the main roster, I think they're going to, it's everyone is here thing. I think he'll be DLC. I think he will be playable in... I'm not giving up hope on him. I'm not. I could make a whole 50 other videos about Wally, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I think Wally will have a chance, DLC-wise at least. Maybe the initial roster. We'll see. But moving on to DLC character number 2. And I did mention this earlier. Dixie Kong. Yes, I do think I guess you can say the main 4 for Donkey Kong. I guess that's debatable, but Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, King K. Rool, I think they will all be in the game. And, nice little way to put, Donkey Kong and give more representation with some DLC. Dixie Kong is a perfect one. You could even flip-flop it, King K. Rool and Dixie. You could even just add K. Rool and Dixie to the main roster. I'd be fine with that, but I got Dixie Kong as DLC, so, yeah, that was an easy one for me. Now, the next one is actually, I'm undecided because, well, I don't know. And what I mean by that is the Pokemon character. The next generation's coming out. In 2019, we know that I really think that they'll get behind a certain new Pokemon, whoever it might be, and they'll put that as a DLC character, to help hype up the new Pokemon game once it gets closer to release. I really do think they're going to do something like that with Pokemon, which is why I did not actually put any new Pokemon characters in the initial roster. I thought about Decidueye or Mimikyu or even Lycanroc, but I don't think they're going to do any new Pokemon for the initial roster. I think they will do one for the DLC. That makes more sense to me now that we got more info about the game, so that's what I got there. And moving on, next one, I do have one third party for DLC. I think they'll work something out. I think the sales of the game will help, just boost everything and, have Nintendo like, okay, let's go get one more third party character, see if we can't secure the license for the character. And I think Banjo-Kazooie's perfect. I grew up with Nintendo, well, rare, but he's N64, big platformer game, super popular. Phil Spencer of Microsoft has said he wants to see him. Fans want to see it, so I think Banjo would fit perfectly. If they want to put Bomberman instead, I'd be fine with that too. But I do got Banjo for that one. Now, coming up next, Rex and Pyra. I think Xenoblade 2 was a pretty successful game, and Sakurai's played it, so does that play into a factor at all? Plus, I did not put anybody from Xenoblade Chronicles in the main roster, for the initial roster at least. So I think maybe development time and the planning for the game for Smash Ultimate was decided early on. Rex and Pyra weren't really in the mind of Sakurai yet, so I think Rex and Pyra, there's a lot of hype behind them. DLC, I think perfect. And moving on with another, Nintendo character, Springman. I think they'll do it. They're going to try to, like they keep showing. Everyone is here, and I think they're going to kind of get all the big names that they can get, especially first party. And, maybe some people think Springman's not quite there yet, but it's still early in the Switch's, life cycle. And I think by the time we get the next Smash Bros., they might end up going like the reboot route, and there's going to be far less characters. Could be slightly different game than what we have. So I think they're just going to try to get as many, familiar faces on here now before they kind of nix a bunch of characters and, start from scratch. And, the next Smash could be like years away, especially if we're not going to get another Smash on the Switch. No way. That ain't going to happen. Like a new one. We're not going to get a new one. So, yeah, I think Springman would work perfectly here. And the last DLC character, Isaac from Golden Sun. Yes, I don't think he hasn't been shown as an assist trophy and did well on the ballot. Fans like him. If he's not a playable character, at least put him back as an assist trophy. But this is about the roster, and I have him as, well, I got him as the last DLC character. Yeah, of course, you can jumble around the order of the DLC, how they come out, but those are the 7 that I picked. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments about my roster. Is there somebody that I missed? Do you think there should be more Echo Fighters? Do you think there should be less Echo Fighters? You know, I don't know. Let me know that stuff down in the comments. I know I did miss. Some people say Captain Toad, but I just think, you know, they already added Daisy. If you want to count Ashley as a part of the Mario series, because Wario's kind of Mario, but he's Wario series. Where does Waluigi fit into that? You know, so Captain Toad could be one, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. I will read and try to reply to everyone I can, because I love talking about Smash stuff. But that is it for this one, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.